Hi everybody, Gary Williams here, reaching out to friends and colleagues all over the world really to see how we're all coping with this crazy coronavirus situation. And the fellow waiting patiently there is the always handsome, very dapper Eric Yves Garcia. Hello Eric, how are you doing?
I'm terrific. Yeah, well, terrific as can be these days. Can't complain. Thank you very much.
You are in New York.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And that is it's sort of one of the epicenters for this terrible thing, isn't it? I mean, how is life for you now in lockdown in New York? And I know things are changing rapidly, but so far, what's the story?
Well, the numbers are dire. They just got a little more dire yesterday, or much more dire rather. Shouldn't minimize it. It's a strange place, the city these days. In the big picture of it, I would say it's still a little terrifying how empty the avenues are. You just watch down; they're just empty in a way you never see. I've been here about 20 years, and they're just vacant. There are cars, but very few, and a lot of sirens.
How strict is the lockdown in New York right now?
Less strict than, for example, in France and Italy. I've chatted with friends and family in both, and they can't, to go to market or what have you, they need a pass that's inspected at intervals by police. It's not that here. The mask, most people I find wear masks. But it's not enforceable, I don't think. Non-essential businesses and non-essential employees have to stay home, but there's a fair amount of discretion to employers as to who is essential or non-essential.
Is it considered a cabaret piano vocalists considered essential?
Well, considering I'm not sure that they, even at the best of times, they know that we're there in the first place. we're all shut in. No, I shouldn't say so. No, I mean it's as you'd expect. It's groceries and liquor stores and pharmacies, and that's about, banks or automated services for that. So but I have to say that also on a street level, on a kind of quotidian level, most people of course, we all give each other a very wide berth. If I'm walking the dog or we happen to go into Central Park, which we did yesterday, most people are contained, but if you need to give each other space, allow somebody to pass you, I would say that it's pretty diligent, it's pretty kind, which is heartening.
You have taken your own cabaret shows all over the world and presented those to audiences, I know, in London and New York, your hometown, and elsewhere in the States. But you do have a few sort of regular weekly gigs in piano bars. And I guess, I mean, those and any other work that you have had in the diary has all gone, right? For now. It
has, yeah. It has. I was at about 5 days a week in about 3 different bars, restaurants, or both at the same time, through New York. And I was also bringing music to a sort of assisted living hospital for dementia and Alzheimer's patients about once a month, and participating in a really great music education program once a week through the American Songbook Association in Harlem. And we cultivated with the kids a kind of a Johnny Mercer program, which we delivered, and we were going to deliver more. So I was doing that. And I narrate audiobooks and do some voice work. So that all is on indefinite hold. Yeah.
And I suppose your audiobook narration is, I mean, if you have the setup at home, that's something that can be done remotely.
There's the rub. Yeah, yes.
You should have bought a microphone.
Yeah, right. Well, the thing is that that's exactly right. I do have narrator friends who've continued to record at home, obviously. I don't have a setup at home, as it happens. Of course, one can build up a literal booth, as some of my narrative friends do, or convert a closet and insulate it and get some ventilation in there. And you have no idea that some of the titles you're listening to on Audible were recorded in somebody's, with kind of egg crate foam lined up in their little kitchen pantry.
I've done it plenty of times myself, actually, when I used to do my my podcast and also doing professional voiceovers, just actually opening a cupboard, just parting the clothes, putting a microphone in between the clothes makes a perfect recording studio. So
does it really?
Yeah, it does, actually. Even if you're traveling, if you're away in a hotel, just basically sing into a cupboard. That's all you need to do. But you, since I've known you, you've been an avid writer. I know you've been working on a book for some time. So I guess one good thing to come out of this is that you can finally finish it.
That's true. That's very true.
Are you going to finish your book, Eric?
I am committed to it. I am. It's been really a long time. Actually, one really good thing about not suddenly finding yourself, particularly because so many stories in the book are about playing gigs and about the people that I know at gigs, the rooms themselves, and those nights. The forced confinement of being away from those rooms, away from those people, away from those nights and those songs and those pianos has kind of distilled those scenes in a way. The essence of what it's like to, becomes clearer because I've been obliged to stay home. I'm not eyeballs deep in it.
Are you managing to keep up your piano playing and your singing, your love of music while we're in lockdown?
Yes, I don't have a piano at my girlfriend's. I have a piano here. So when I'm here to work or to rehearse, or I've been doing a weekly show. I just kind of, I was going to do it once, and then it seemed to go pretty well. It's called Midday Getaway, and it's Fridays at noon on Facebook Live. And I open it with a little poem that I find each week. It opens and closes with a poem by some international poets or some classical verse or something very brief, and then some tunes by request or from a little list. And I just wanted it to be a little breather for people who are home not working or people who were home and working. Just something just kind, silly, fun. And the thing that I didn't expect was that it keeps my playing skills, performing skills rather, have been obviously sedentary, and it gets the muscles going again. But especially when you have somebody there, there's nothing, even virtually, there's nothing quite like having somebody listening to you.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that two people start chatting in the Facebook Live with each other. While I'm singing, and I don't mind because it's actually like working. Maybe not a club, because in a club they do seek you out and go. Well, hopefully, but in a bar or a bar restaurant or what have you, there's a lot of crosstalk.
Yeah, but normally, in the restaurant, you can't. You just might assume they're talking about you. But this is hilarious because not only can you see they're talking about you, you know exactly what they're saying while you're playing.
Well, it could be a little, yeah. I mean, they have. I have to say, it's not like thousands and thousands of strangers. Let's be clear. It's about 40 people, and I know most of them. But no.
They're not doing comments like, "Oh, I never liked the way he did this one. I wish he'd do another one," or "This one goes on a bit."
Yeah, exactly right. And yet, oh Christ, another Stardust, or something. But yeah, no. There's actually they chat, and what I find, it really kind of neatly replicates the kind of convivial thing that can happen at a club. That the strangers are people who, just start chatting because they happen to be next to each other. They think that something somebody said was funny. And so there's a kind of communal thing there that's really been an uplift, and I've grown to really look forward to it. So that's kind of as much.
So Eric, if people want to catch you doing this and also see what you're all about and the other kind of stuff that you've done, and also hopefully when all this is over, find you live and in person at a gig somewhere, what's the best place to find you online? All of the links.
Well, let's see. My website is my full name, Eric Yves, Yves, Garcia.com. Same is Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, the Facebook Live. That I've been doing. No, actually, those have been public. I've been making those public. They're not just for my Facebook friends. So if you just look me up on Eric Yves Garcia on all of those platforms.
You're easy to find. And I think also, I understand that people can see these Facebook Live performances even if they're not actually signed up to Facebook. I think they can just drop in and see. That's what I'm told. Which surprises me, but I think that's what it is. So even if anybody's watching this and doesn't want to get involved with Facebook, they can still see you over the internet.
I believe that's true. I think it says that it will be visible to non-friends, but also searchable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I think so.
I am going to check it out myself. Eric, lovely to talk to you as ever. Thank you for spending some time with us today, and I'm glad you're doing so well and you're continuing to thrive in that wonderful city. And hopefully we'll all be able to come and see your next performances.
Nothing would that's the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much, Gary. It's lovely to be here with I'm honored. You've had some extraordinary people on, no less extraordinary than you. I can't wait to come through you again.
All right, Eric, take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Thank you.